Is this thing on? Hello? Much better, I think. So, I quit my 9 to 5. And yes, I actually did quit my 9 to 5. Don't come for me. If you watch my last video, this makes a lot of sense because I touched on it there, but I realized that I was doing as many before me have done. I struggled out of college to find something that I wanted to do, and I knew that I wanted to get my master's at some point, so I kind of put off getting a job in the field of my desired interests and decided that I was just gonna apply to a bunch of different things, and unbeknownst to me, it just led to a lot of different wild things happening that I eventually settled on doing office work. And spoiler alert, I hated it. So, if you're like me and you're a creative person, office work is truly, I think, where creative people go to die. Like, we struggle. Hate it. Hate it bad. Now, I started both jobs about a week apart from each other. I started them both in October of 2022, and I started at Ulta first, and then I started at my office job. And I had been working both jobs for 2.5 years. 2.5 years. That's a lot. There were times where juggling both jobs felt easy, and then eventually, obviously, as last year happened, it just felt very hard to maintain both jobs. I felt like as I was reflecting, as I was grieving, I was very unhappy with where I was at and the jobs that I was working. I realized that I wasn't necessarily where I wanted to be in life. And a big portion of that obviously was career. I did not want to be working in an office. I didn't want to be in sales. Is it something that I'm good at? Something that I can enjoy? Yes. But was it something that I want to do forever? No. And that meant that I knew that I wasn't going to be climbing up any corporate ladders. I wasn't going to be putting in more effort and work to doing something that I don't want to do for the rest of my life. And so that flip kind of switched for me, and I just knew that I needed to make a change. I tried to do the smart thing, obviously, and I tried to find a new job before I quit my job, but that didn't go as planned. So ultimately I decided, based on my current needs, that I should quit my 9 to 5 regardless. This wasn't an easy decision. Obviously, this took months and months of me thinking it over, but I considered how the year had went, how burnt out I was emotionally from trying to process and grieve. And there was also the added element of not feeling 100% understood at work, and I felt like my grieving was being mistaken for laziness. And then obviously that added element of me knowing that this is not what I want to do, so I'm not going to put any extra effort in that. It was almost like I was quiet quitting anyways. So I decided it was just best for me to leave, and considering I still have my part-time job and I would still have a stream of income coming in, I decided that it would be okay for me to just quit my 9 to 5 and run with my part-time job, because it's actually something that I really enjoy. If you guys know me, or even if you've been here for a while on my page, you know that I love skincare, hair care, makeup, anything like fun and artsy and creative, which honestly the world of makeup is all of those things. Quitting my 9 to 5 was also absolutely amazing in terms of it freeing up so much of my time. Obviously, that was my full-time job, my main stream of income, so although I am trading off money for time, I'm very satisfied. I've had so much time. I quit mid-March and it is now early June, so I have had the luxury of being able to do many things within this time. I've been able to focus on myself and grieving and journaling and all of the things that come with it. Again, other trade-off is that I don't have health insurance right now. I know. I know. I have vision and dental, but I don't have health insurance. But it's fine. It's fine. I'm healthy and I'm gonna take care of myself. Yeah. Besides that, because I did unfortunately have to give up therapy, For now. I will be back eventually, but for now I have not been able to go to therapy because I refuse to spend that much money on it when I knew what my copay was before. I have luckily been able to utilize the tools that I learned in therapy over my 12 years in therapy, and I'm using those to my advantage now so that I'm not down bad without therapy. I'm doing fairly well right now, and as I mentioned, I've done a lot of things with my time. So I've been able to go swimming more consistently, I've been able to read more, I've actually already finished a couple books since then. I've also been able to work on my portfolio for my creative endeavors, so I created a digital portfolio that I can put my films into, and also just a little bit about me that I can use for career, so job applications as well as for school. It was very helpful for me to have that practice and something that I can use for my master's applications. Again, speaking of which, I did finalize and submit my master's applications after after quitting my job and being able to have the time to do so. I've also started the process of renewing my passport because it is something that absolutely needs to get done. It expires in March. I have time. I do trust that what is meant for me will find me, and that being said, I will need to have a working passport by September. I have many other things to do, and I did actually try to get a full-time job within Ulta, or honestly anything else within the time being, but I really have been enjoying the time that I've had to myself, and I feel like at this point, since I'm so close to when I would be needing to leave to move and go back to school, that it kind of just makes a little bit more sense for me to have my time open so that I can get everything that I need to do done, because I've been through this process once before. If you guys are OGs, you know that I previously lived in London for a study abroad course that I took my junior year of college, and I was stressed. I was stressed the fuck out of my mind, let me tell you. That visa process is no joke. I was losing my mind. So knowing what I'm gonna get into again this time around, I decided that having this time is gonna be absolutely crucial for me. And again, I'm trading off money, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to accomplish and get everything that I need to get done before the time that I would have to leave. And also, let this be a message for all my fellow creatives out there. We're not meant to play the sheep's game of finding a stable job and climbing up the corporate ladder. I think that that's not something that's meant for us, although I do understand why our parents pushed us so hard into falling into the 4 fields that are pretty much a guaranteed job. I can't stress enough that you get antsy, you get anxious, you get uncomfortable, you become miserable when you're not able to create. And if you fully want to settle and put aside your ability to create to have something stable, as long as you want that, I want that for you. But if you want the creative life, just go for it. You never know what happens, and what's meant for you will eventually find you, as well as if you align yourself with where you feel like you need to be, you will absolutely get there. I think too many of us waste our lives playing this game of, let me just do what needs to be done in order for me to have a comfortable life, and I understand it. I absolutely do understand it. But I feel like, personally, I just don't care enough to be miserable for the rest of my life and settle for things that I just don't want. If you resonate with that at all, give me a follow and stay for my journey, and also write to me. Let me know in the comments what it is that you want to do, and I will absolutely be supportive of all the dreams and all the people that find me that also have more aspirations for themselves. Lastly, I think I'll just leave you with this. Don't let your inner child down. They're waiting for you, and they want you to be happy. Bye!